Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Amirul Hafiz bin Manzli, and today our group will be presenting about the topic teaching science using online learning. So, in this presentation, we will be covering several subtopics, which is the first one is what is online learning or the definition of online learning. Then, the most important part in our presentation, which is the platform of online learning or the platform for teaching science in online learning. And then we will look into the role of science teacher in online learning, and then the classroom learning versus online learning, and then we have advantage and disadvantage of online learning, and then preparation for online learning, and the last one is the conclusion. First of all, before we look deeper into the topic, let's look on the definition of online learning. So, what is online learning? Okay, online learning is a method of education whereby students learn in fully virtual environment. First introduced in the 1990s with the creation of internet and utilized in distant learning. So it comes after the existence of internet and being used to conduct learning session even from different area. Next, online learning is also called e-learning. So what is the true meaning of e-learning? Okay, e-learning is the education content stored or recorded in electronic or digital mode. Then it is being transmitted through satellite or airwave or even internet and reached to students through various devices like TV, radio, mobile phone, computer and others electronic device. So that's why online learnings are also called e-learning, as we use internet to provide knowledge to a learner by using the electronic device. Next, as I mentioned before, online learning refers to an internet-based learning environment that can connect students of diverse background. So because of that, online learning is most prevalent in higher education, enabling students from different geographical areas to engage with the academic institution and also with the other students online. And as we know, most foreign students are taking courses in higher education, right? Besides that, online learning can be taken in form of asynchronous learning, where students are not required to be online at the same time, or synchronous learning, where the student must be online at the same time during the learning session. So there are two forms of online learning. So as we know, most universities have their own massive open online courses, MOOCs, right, which provide free online courses available for anyone to enroll, even from different countries. So that's one of the example of online learning, and that's also why we say that online learning is most prevalent in higher education. However, nowadays our country are facing the pandemic COVID-19. So not only the higher education, but almost all level of education are using online learning as a method to continue their learning session. So that's all the definition of online learning. I hope you guys understand what is online learning. Online learning is a virtual learning environment which we use internet to deliver the knowledge content to a student through electronic device. So that's online learning, or what we call, or also we can call e-learning. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
So thank you for passing mic to me. So I will proceed to the next part of this presentation, that is online learning platform. Do you know there are many online learning platforms that we can use to teach science subject? So let's discover the online platform that we can use in teaching science subject. So I will move first to the common online platform that we usually use in our ODL, that is Google Classroom. So like we know, Google Classroom provides a teacher or student-friendly way of managing classroom documents. And how it manages the classroom is by announcing, assigning, collecting, grading, giving feedback and returning. So we already know what's the feature is Google Classroom. So today I want to share a few features that we never discovered before that can help teacher in managing the classroom. What is the interesting features in Google Classroom that maybe we never discovered it before, but hope it can help teachers in managing the class? So for the first one is make rubric that can score one part at a time. So this can be adjusted at the Google Classroom. How we can do that is by staggered due date for each part. Each part means, for example, for the introductory parts, for the discussion part, and every part the teacher have give a due date for every part and have a marking for every part and due date. So for example, we give a student a science project. So in science project, like we know, there are introductory part, discussion part, and conclusion part, and so on. So by giving a due date for each part can make a teacher work more easier because it uses the less time. So second is work from a masterclass. So how does it work and how we can make it? So when teacher go to the Google Classroom and create a masterclass for each subject and then use the reuse post button to add it to multiple classes, which means one job and have many results. So it really speeds up the process, especially for a teacher who have multiple classes of the same subject. So we will move to the next common online platform that we use in our online learning. There is Google Meet. So like we know, Google Meet is a video conferencing app, and how it can help in online learning. So like we know, it's easy way to connect with students via live video and use for instruction, to hold group discussion, and help students see each other faces for a better interaction. Even though we have using Google Meet for a long time, but maybe there are some features that we are never discovered before. So here I just want to share a few features that can help in online learning. Firstly is create a poll. At Google Meet, we can create a poll for participants to vote on. So how the class activity can be conducted using the poll. I'll give you an example. Teachers are make a discussion on a science topic and then ask opinion among the students, and lastly, using the poll to identify the most exact answers of the question between the students. So after that, the teachers can make a discussion to make the student clear about the answer, about the real answer. And then how to create a poll at Google Maps. Firstly, in a meeting, at the bottom right, click activities and then click polls. Secondly, click start a poll and enter a question and add option for the poll. And then to post poll, click launch if you want to use the poll immediately. But if we do not want to use it immediately, you just have to click save. So the interesting features in Google Meet that can help teachers in online learning is by create a breakout room. So what is the function of breakout room? With breakout room can divide students into smaller groups during video calls, and it was suitable for students to carry out a virtual lab or any discussion group. With that, it may be an effective way with the small quantity of students. And then how to create a breakout rooms. There are a guideline that have been prepared, which we can create new Google Calendar and click at Google Meet conferencing. And then we can add participant, click change conference settings. On the left, create breakout rooms. Choose the number of breakout rooms, then choose an option. Drag participants into different rooms. Enter their name directly into a room. Click shuffle to mix the group. It means we can arrange by ourselves for the grouping of the students. So and then lastly, just click save.
So the next platform that I want to share that can be used in teaching science in online learning is a platform that looks similar with Padlet. Okay, I believe most of you have known about Padlet, right? But what I want to share is the alternative platform of Padlet, which being called Wakelet. So, what is Wakelet? Okay, Wakelet is a digital curation platform that lets teacher and student organize a mix of content for easy access. It's offer a way to collect online resources in one place called Awake, and this Wake can be shared with a link to be accessed online easily by anyone. And this of course means it is a broad platform that can be used in many ways, making it is a creative way to be engaging with the student. If you think media fits on something like Pinterest, that's what Wakelets look like or feels like. A platform for students that can make a sharing of a mix of digital content easy, from social media posts, video, image, link. All this can be collated into one stream. Okay, and this combination are known as Wakes, and it can be easily created and shared with a single link. So that's what is Wakelet. Wakelet is a free-to-use platform, and you can either create an account by sign up using either your Apple ID, Google account, Microsoft account, or even Facebook account. So, in teaching science, teacher can create a week for that specific science topic. Then, inside the week, teacher can create a session for specific subject or topic by using the column view. So, if you familiar with the Padlet, you might easily understand the function or how Wakelet works. It is almost the same as Padlet, but in Wakelet, there are many types of view can be choose. So, it depends on teacher creativity and teacher objective in choosing the type of views. Next, Wakelet can be used to attach videos of science learning either from the teachers himself or other educator. And any videos about science can be put in this platform either from YouTube, Vimeo, Google Drive, and other sources. Besides that, teachers also can attach their notes, article, or any learning document in this platform for the use of the students. Teachers also can insert link for specific website that can be used as reference or to help in learning session. Other than that, image also can be attached to enhance the students' understanding in the science lesson. Besides that, students also can have access with the Wake, so then they can either share their idea and also can be used to submit their assignment. So from what I have explained, there are a lot of advantage using Wakelet in teaching science. So now I want to share another advantage of Wakelet or using Wakelet. So now I want to share another advantage of using Wakelet. Firstly, Wakelet works with a lot of education technology platform, including Microsoft Teams, OneNote, Bungie, Flipgrid, and plenty more. So this makes it is very easy to integrate and work across resources. Next, Wakelets not only work as a digital platform, but also lets you export to PDF, so you can print it and use it as a physical classroom resource too. Since it works well as a way to make an infographic style output, so it can be an ideal for your in-class media. Okay. Next, not only Wakelets are also not only available via browser, but it is also available in app form for the iOS and also for the Android. And as we know, not all students have a laptop or PC, but most of them already have a smartphone. So using Wakelet as a learning platform is a good choice to provide access to learning for all students. Other than that, teacher and student also can search for other way for any topic from another user in this Wakelet platform. So by doing that, teacher and student can also observe and explore another way and use it as a learning material. So that's several advantage of using Wakelet. So that's all from me. I hope you guys understand my explanation and interested in using the Wakelet in teaching science. So that's all from me, and I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, now I will explain about MyMap. Have you ever heard about MyMap before? Or do you guys already use this platform before? Wow, some of you already know about this platform, but some of you may not. It's okay. Let us take a look together. What is MyMap actually? So, MyMap is one of the platforms that usable for teachers and also students. Basically, MyMap can be used for generating, visualizing, organizing, note-taking, problem solving, decision making, and so on. Essentially, a mind map is used to brainstorm a topic or subtopic, and it is a great strategy for students. So now, let's proceed on the steps in using mind map. I already provided a link in this slide, so you guys can just click on the icon of mind map, and then you guys can enter this website. So once you already access the website, it will show like in the first picture in this slide. So you guys can choose either you guys want to sign up with Google or just click create a free map. I would choose for create a free map. So once you click on it, you will see like in the second picture. On top of it, we can see the tools that was provided for us to use while editing. And then moving on to the next slide, in this picture, this is a shortcut tools where you guys can click on the box below, as you can see in the picture, and it will pop out like that. So you guys can choose which one you guys want to use. Okay, never mind. Maybe you guys can really imagine about it. So let us try together.
Hi guys, okay, let's continue. First, I already provided a link for this slide. You just click on this icon of MyMap, then you'll be able to access MyMap's window. Okay, waiting for a few seconds. Okay, now you already access it. This is actually the windows look like. First, you will see this box, and then on top of it, there is a tools provided for us to use it for editing our MyMap. Okay, now, if you want to rename, you can just click on this. Okay, you just click on this, and then you can type anything that you want. Okay, let's say I want to do a note about cells. Alright, there you go. Cells. Okay, actually I just show a quick and a simple note only, but you guys can try your own too. So now, we know that we have two types of cells, which is animal cells and also plant cells. And what you can see here, there is insert root node, insert child node, insert siblings node. Okay, let's point. I want to connect this point to another point. Okay, I just click this and insert child node. Insert here. Alright, so you just type, okay, let's say plant cell, and I want to do the same thing for this side. Okay, animals cell. Alright, so you can just move it around over here, or you want to put it over here. It depends on your own creativity. Let's say some of your students are visual learners. It is really good for them because you can insert any pictures as much as you want. Okay, let's say I want to insert a picture for plant cell and also animal cell. So I click this, and also I want to insert child image node. Okay, so you will see, okay, pictures. Alright, so plant cell. Just open the picture. I already downloaded it in my laptop, but you guys can also use Google Image Search. So I want to do for animal cell also. I want to insert a picture. Okay, correct. Okay, that's one animal cell. Alright, you can see this picture. So let's say I want to change a color for this background. Okay, you just note style, click note style, and then background. Let's say I want to make it green color. Okay, so click OK, and then see the background. There is a green color, and also this one I want to make it yellow color. Okay, now see the difference between these two, plant cells and also animal cells. Okay, that is my simple tutorial. You guys can try to explore by your own actually. Personally, this platform is really help your students to increase their understanding. And teachers can also use this platform as their teaching aids. Perhaps teachers can also use this platform by giving a task for their students to complete any assessments regarding the syllabus and so on. So that's all for this tutorial. Let's continue to the next point.
So, have you guys watched the video? So how was it? Is it fun? I hope you guys can try it too, because it is a very good platform and is very beneficial for teaching and also learning. Next, as you guys can see in this slide, these are the example of notes that using mind map. The first picture and also the second picture. So you guys already know about mind map, right? So let's identify another platform.
Hello and welcome. Now, can you see at the screen I'm sharing? What do you guys think? Is it a video or PowerPoint? Looks like a video, right? Well, it's actually a PowerPoint. Usually, to get this picture and illustration, where do you go? Yes, of course. You will only search at Google Image, right? But sometimes, the pictures in Google have a lot of work to do before you use it, right? For example, maybe you have to delete the caption or remove the background. Or maybe the component of the pictures are too complex, which is not necessary to see. So, in this platform, I will show you how to perform illustration or maybe animation like this if you want for only 5 minutes using PowerPoint. Now class, I'm glad to introduce to you a SMART platform, which is stand for Severe Medical Art. SMART will provide you with thousands of professional design medical elements for your presentations and your scientific publication. Now, without wasting any time, let's dive into the more interesting things and how to use this platform. The first thing that we should thank with SMART is all of this work was available 100% free. All you have to do is go to the smart.severe.com and click on the download all slide set. And that's it. It's that simple. It is advisable if you click download all slide set, because in one shot you will get 3000 images in your computer. Don't worry, it won't take too much space in your computer because the image in SMART is very light. Now, if you look at the home screen, you will see that there are 4 types of medical image that you can choose. Number 1 is anatomy and human body, cellular biology, medical specialties, and general items, or we call as medical device. Now, let's say you want to teach your student about lung cancer. So you guys can go and create anatomy and human body. As you guys can see, there are many types of body system that you can choose from. So because we want to teach about lung cancer, so we can just click on the respiratory system and choose lung. Now, if you scroll down, you can see that there are various types of lung listed in here. Next, to download the image, you just need to click the download button and then you can find the image in your computer. It's that simple, right? Now, all you have to do is only edit it in the PowerPoint slide. So, this is one of illustration and animation that is a bit of simple but very easy to do. For more complex illustration, you can try various illustration in SMART. Just click download entire set button at the bottom of the right, and then you will get many sets of different type of image that related to the respiratory system. These were a few examples of how you can use the image from the image bank from the Severe Medical Art. Now, you can create medical illustration according to your own imagination freely. I hope that with the help of Severe Medical Art, you can use this opportunity to teach science students in school later. Thank you.
Hello everyone! So, for the last platform that our group will introduce for you guys is called PHEAD Interactive Platform. PHEAD Interactive Platform is an interesting platform that helps the surfer or the students with the science itself. Okay, PHEAD Interactive Platform is an acronym originally for physics education technology. It was created by a Nobel laureate Carl Edwin Wieman. It was found in 2002, and originally at the earlier year it was created, it was aimed for physics, but years by years goes beyond, it was involved in new subjects such as chemistry and also biology. Enough with the introduction of the website. So I guess we will dive into much deeper on the website itself. So let's us take a look on the website. Let's go!
Thank you, presenter. Now I will present to you about the role of teacher in online learning. Teaching face-to-face and teaching online are both teaching, but they are qualitatively different. In comparison, driving a car and riding a motorcycle are both forms of transportation, but they have enough differences which requires different training and preparation. This is same case in moving traditional classroom to the online classroom. In the classroom, the teacher should participate in the class. For example, in discussion activity, the teachers can be an active participant in the discussion too with their student. Therefore, the student will feel more motivated to participate in the activity if their teachers also join them. This clearly forms a healthy and nurturing online learning community. Next, teacher to student and students to students communication play a vital role in online learning environment. In this relationship, the teachers need to be facilitator to the students, rather than just teaching them in the class. Teachers need monitor their students in the class activities such as guiding them and help them when they need. In addition, teachers also need to be a prompter in class who can motivate their students to participate in class activities. This is because compared to the face-to-face learning, online learning is far more challenging to attract student focus. Therefore, teachers need to have skills and knowledge to attract students participating in the class. Teachers also need to be good at controlling activities in the classroom. Online courses are rich in content and sometimes students can get lost in all that content. The teacher should be above control by breaking the content into smaller segments which are far more suitable for students to digest the knowledge easily. Other examples like sometimes the teachers can release the content 1 week at a time. Other times the teachers also can release it all at once but direct the students to focus on certain part at a time. Now, let's focus on the role of teachers throughout the semester. First, the teachers need to become a resources to the students. Of course, as a student, they will definitely find their teachers first to ask anything. So, the teachers need to be prepared to guide the students such as giving them a source or platform where they can look for any available science information. Secondly, teachers also need to evaluate how well students are performing in science class. This is to ensure that no student is left behind in the class. Science learners are very difficult and challenging, especially when the teachers is not by their side in the class. As a result, some of them are embarrassed to ask their teachers because they are far left behind and sometimes they give up easily. Another role of teacher to be is as a tutor that not only in the class, but also outside of the class time. This is because not all the students can understand the content taught in 1 or 2 hours only, especially in learning science. When they do not understand or need help, the teachers should be available and ready to help them. However, the teachers can instruct the students to only look for them during the working hour only. This is to protect the teacher's privacy as well. Last but not least, the teachers also need to motivate their students throughout this online learning. Online learning is very challenging and requires hard work. Studying online can feel isolating and discouraging without the proper dose of motivation and encouragement. Thus, an effective online teachers need to make good effort to communicate specific encouraging to individual learners. Now, I will pass to our next presenter for the next point. Thank you.
So thank you for passing me the mic. So I will proceed to the next part of this presentation. That is the differences between classroom learning and online learning. So what is the differences between these two learning? The first differences between online learning and classroom learning is on the criteria student-teacher interaction, which means in classroom learning it involves face-to-face interaction between students, instructor and colleges, while in online learning, the students only study in a confinement and need to be self-motivated. And then for the next differences on this criteria is the student in classroom learning, students actively participate in asking questions and getting their queries resolved. It provides the dynamic learning experience. Dialogues among individuals lead to flow of conversation and provide opportunity to share their experiences. For online learning, this kind of interaction is not rare, but it is possible through emails, chats, forum, and meetup that we do in our Google Meets. And then online learning, students are not be in a discussion environment. If the student have a query, it is more of self-learning. The student will need to go back and find the solution on themselves or ask a lecturer through the online communication. So for the second differences between online learning and classroom learning is on the criteria flexibility. So in online learning, it provides flexibility to students across the group. Students can study at their own pace and give tests at their selected timings. There is no pressure for students to stay in class. If any individual who is in the medium having any issues with a method or understanding a course material, they can always go through their course material or replay the video recording to find a solution of any query. So it was different with the classroom learning, which it has a fixed timings and one teacher manages limited number of students at a particular location, which is the flexibility is lower than the online learning. So for the third differences between classroom learning and online learning is on the assessment. So for the online learning, the method of assessing a student's capability is usually through assignments, which can be either individual or group based, and it also can be open book exams. While for the classroom learning, the method of assessing a student's capability is usually through quizzes, exam, and also an assignment. Both of them are providing an opportunity for students to form study groups that support each other and learn from their different experiences. The next differences between online learning and classroom learning is on the time and place. So for the online learning, it is an unlimited place where the student can sit anywhere in any corner of their house and replay the study material whenever they want. While for the classroom learning, the presence of a physical classroom in traditional setup, which have the specific places. And then for the time, for the online learning, it does not need a lot of time because we don't have to go anywhere, so it saves a lot of time in traveling. Students can utilize that time in other extracurricular activities. In turn, it helps them to maintain and balance the academic and non-academic side. While for the classroom learning, it provides a lot of time because the student need to travel from one place to another place to do any activities. So for the last differences between online learning and classroom learning is on the difference in cost. For the online learning, the cost effective due to the decrease in travel costs and logistic requirements, while for the classroom learning, it have to a higher cost, need a travel cost and the split of college fee into a few categories. So we have know the differences between online learning and classroom learning on a few aspects such as interaction, flexibility in learning, assessment, time and place, and difference in cost. So for your information, debate on online learning versus traditional learning will perhaps never end, but there are still some people that have a preference for traditional approaches to learning, while others appreciate the online or virtual environment due to the ease and suitability. That's all for me. So I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamarina. My friends, learning is a lifelong key to success, especially those who are career-oriented individuals who want to perform well in both personal and also professional level. Unfortunately, they find difficult in adding a new challenge into their demanding and also desired goals. Well, online learning is a solution, but you know, nothing is perfect. Even the online learning itself, it has advantage and also disadvantage. So for these sessions, I will discuss with you on the advantage side and also disadvantage side. So let's take a look on the first part. The first obvious advantage of online learning is convenient. Perhaps some of us are burdened with a lengthy commute after a long day. The thoughts of traveling going back to the class, going back to the home, going back to the hostel might be a burden for us after a long day, right? Guess this new approach of learning, which is online learning, will help you to have your own time of learning. You have an option for where you want to have your class, when you want to have your class, and you can also catch up the class later if you have important things to settle first. So it is convenient for us to have an online learning sessions. The second advantage of online learning is flexible. It allows students to attend classes at any location according their preference. Okay, not just you have saved a couple of hours for not taking a ride, taking a drive to your physical classroom from your home, but with this online learning flexibility, you can choose the best options for you to have the online learning sessions. You may not be able to find a face-to-face Arabic teacher in 3 AM, but your options are infinitely greater online. Another advantage of online learning is affordable. It reduces financial costs. Online learning is far more affordable compared to the old versions of learning, which is physical classroom. This is because online learning can cut out the cost of students' transportations, student meals, and the most important thing is the hostel fees. Because when you are having an online learning, you are not gonna transport yourself to your physical classroom from your home. You are not eating the meals at your college cafe because you are taking the meals from your kitchen, and you are also not paying for the hostel fees because you are living in your own home. Other than that, online learning will save your budget because everything, all the sources of online learning can be get or available online. Thus, it creating a paperless assignment or work where it can benefit the environment so that we can have a green environment. The fourth point of advantage of online learning is foster more interactions. I believe some of you here might assume that the previous approach or the previous physical learning classroom is more natural and best way to interact, but that's not necessarily true because with online learning, no one is sit at the back of the row. Everyone is sit the front and centered. Those who are shy to ask will have an options to initiate the live or can have a private chat with the teachers. And those who are uncomfortable with a live sessions can also have an option to mute their microphone or even close their video camera so that they can have the session peacefully. A teacher also can monitor the students if they are not giving attention during the class, where teachers can have a live quizzes so that they can trace those students who are paying attention and those students who are not paying attention during the online learning session. The last advantage of online learning is build a learner's character. Learner's personal character is an important component as it is a key to success. Online learning calls for discipline, dedications, motivations, and also punctuality. Imagine now we are in the previous learning approach, which is physical classroom. So let's say the class start when the teachers came into the class and sitting in front of the class, right? And the teachers are keeping the students on their own feet, right? Reminding the students about the rules, about the regulations, about the theorem and whatnot, and also somehow it threatening the student if they are not obeying the instructions that come from the teachers. But when it comes to online class, if the students are lazy, or in other words, they are not have enough courage to have that morning lesson or to have the lesson of the online learning, they might think that sessions are not interesting, even the teachers are delivering the content well. So again, it comes to the learner's personal character. If the character itself are eager to study or to have that lesson of the online learning, so the session will become interactive and also interesting, where the student will not see the content as a lame, boring and whatnot. So again, learner's personal character is important and it is an advantage for learners of online learning. Done with the advantages of online learning. Now, let us move on to the other side of the coin, which is disadvantages of online learning. Done with the advantages of online learning. Now, let us move on to the disadvantages of online learning. The first disadvantages of online learning is a sense of isolation. Everyone learns in their own manners. Everyone study in their own pace. Some might prefer to study individually, personally, but some also might prefer to study in their community with easy access to the professors and also their fellow friends. So many of the students say that they feel suffocated, they feel isolated due to that. Just imagine that you are watching all the lectures, you are answering all the tutorials, you are jotting down the notes in that small particular room, right, of yours. But you are also having your personal life there. You are sleeping there, you are working out there, you are doing personal stuff there. So they do not have separate balance between your schools and also your personal life. Thus, this will lead to sense of isolation. The second disadvantages of online learning is require additional training for the teachers. I would say that some of the teachers are not that tech savvy because they are not well enough understand how the technologies work due to their age and also their preference. So with this sort of problem, they need to have a deep learning or additional training so that they can have a deep understanding how to deliver their approach of learning and also teaching, so that they can avoid any distractions, any disturbance, and their content can be delivered well to the students. The third disadvantages of online learning is of course prone to technical issue. The classic disadvantages of online learning centered at technical problem. Nothing disrupt more online learning more than audio, video and also connections problem. Let's just imagine that you are living in a rural area or in a village. You might face difficulties in the connections issue. The connection speed or in the village or rural area might be pretty decent speed, right? Compared to those who are living in the city, they might face or they might enjoy the speed of internet that are really fast, so they can have the session of online learning well compared to those who are living in the area of village. In rural area, they might face difficult to enjoy the session due to the decent speed of connectivity. So with this problem, this might interrupt the online learning. Okay, and also about the audio and also video, those who are poor financial status might find difficult to have the best devices or laptops. So this will result to the audio might not be that clear, and also the video might be the low resolutions compared to those who are capable in buying all high-end technologies. They might have or they might experience a good audio which their voices are well cleared to be heard, and their video also can be visual in high level of resolutions. The fourth disadvantages of online learning is amount of screen time. It is pretty inevitable in this 2021, but then do we spend a frightening amount of time in front of the screen. Excessive span of time in front of the screen will lead us to problems such as poor posture. We also might experience back pain and also headache due to spending so much time in front of the screen. Not to be forgot that about your eye health, because when you are spending too much time in front of the screen, you might get or experience eyes sore. Your eyes might getting red and it can also be itchy. So yeah, again, it will lead to physical illness. The fifth point of disadvantages of online learning is that distractions. Talking about distraction, let's say you are having your online learning at home or even at the cafe or park. Yes, for sure there will be disturbance. Okay, you might experience the voices of children, the people that moving around, or even your friend that say hi, and you are also easily to switch off. Those stuff can be classified as the surrounding distractions. Not to forget about the device distraction itself. Okay, let's say now you are having the online learning session. Okay, in front of you, you have a laptop for the meeting sessions, but you need to aware that the distractions that coming from your phones, the social media distraction, you might get easily distracted due to the notifications that pop up on your phone screen. Thus, distraction is really silent killer for online learning. All in all, to conclude that online learning really reflects us on advantage and also its disadvantage. You might say that online learning will deliver you lots of advantage compared to disadvantage, and some might say online learning deliver lots of disadvantage compared to advantage, because again, these issues are debatable topic. Okay, different people experience different things, experience different session of online learning due to many factors such as social status, backgrounds of the family, or even the financial status. Again, it is on you to decide Either it benefit you or it give harm for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ifat. So next, I will explain about science teacher preparation for online class. Before we look deeper, let us watch this video first. As we know, teachers and students had go through the same things as in the video earlier. Am I right? So, in order to avoid this thing, we as educators need to prepare ourselves before attending online classes. For this part, I divided it into 3 parts of preparation for online class, which are before class, during class, and also after class. So let me explain before class first. Before starts online class, first, plan your class. Teachers need to plan their lessons very well and organize it. It is different when it comes to online class compared to physical classes. Teacher needs to be prepared with all the materials for the content and also laid out clearly before the classes start. This will help the students to see their classroom deadlines, materials, and many more regarding the syllabus. The second thing is preparing and masters in technology. Teaching online requires a few technical finances. Teachers should master and learn technologies very well to conduct their classroom online. For example, teachers know how to use specific software, hardware, and they can also manage to handle it by themselves if anything happens out of the blue during online sessions. Third, set up an adequate working environment. The environment should be suitable for sure. Without the perfect environment, it becomes more stressful. If possible, teachers need to provide appropriate space for working. Perhaps teachers can make a small office in their house. This will encourage them to have a productive working. Moving on to the next slide is during class. First point is online assessments. For online assessment, first, teachers need to use the right or suitable platforms. As in the earlier video, they had mentioned a few platforms that are suitable for the teachers to use it. So, teachers can decide which platform is useful enough for them and also their students to use it. The second point is interactive activities. When it comes to educators, we must know how to make sure our students engage well in the classroom. By preparing some activities during the class sessions like Kahoot, quizzes, or showing any video regarding the lessons, open discussions, and other activities which allow students to engage and have fun in the class, even though it is online class. The third is communications. Communicating regularly is crucial in the online classroom. Teachers can bring their humanity and warmth into their classroom. In addition, teachers can also remind their students of the best method and times to contact their teachers. Try to ease the students by answering questions on time, and teachers can also provide plenty of instructions and feedback. Last but not least, for after class, the first point is motivate students. We as a teachers need to have empathy. We need to understand students' feeling too. We never know the students' background, what are the students' problems, and many more. So we as their educators need to motivate our students by giving an advice, for instance. Still, we can also encourage them to give extra marks when they participate in discussion sessions, be active in the class, etc. Then, another point is making improvements. Teachers should ask their students to provide the feedback before the end of the class session. This will help the teachers to improve their teaching for the next becoming class.
In conclusion, from the presentation on the topic teaching science using online learning, there are many information that very useful for a teacher. Firstly, there are many effective online learning platforms that can be used by the teachers in teaching science such as PHET, MyMap, Wakelet, and Smart Survey. Then, the differences between online learning and classroom learning, advantages and disadvantages of online learning also have been discovered. With that, the role as a science teacher also can be done in an effective way during the online learning.